If you're a man over 55, I want you to pause for a few seconds and listen very carefully, because there's a truth most older men are never told, not by their primary doctor, not by random articles online, and definitely not by the experienced guys around us. That truth is this: poor circulation is not caused by age. It's caused by silent buildup inside your blood vessels. And the good news is, the male body has a powerful ability to clean its own blood vessels, if we give it the right ingredients. Today, I, Dr. Emily Carter, urologist, I'm going to show you 3 natural foods, not medications, not expensive supplements, but scientifically proven foods that can clean the lining of your arteries, increase nitric oxide production, improve circulation at the root, boost your energy, warm your feet, and help restore your natural male response. Just a few weeks of consistency, and many of my patients begin to feel their blood flow come alive again. And the best part? All 3 of these foods can be found in any grocery store near you. Stay with me until the end, because after today, you'll look at your blood vessels differently than ever before. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a urologist with more than 14 years of experience, working with men in their 50 seconds and 60 seconds across the United States. And during those years, I've met thousands of men who came to me with problems they always assumed were just part of getting older. Cold feet, even during summer, tingling toes at night, a heavy feeling in the calves when walking, energy dipping hard in the afternoon, and most importantly, a male response that just isn't as strong as it used to be. But when I tested deeper, vascular elasticity, nitric oxide levels, endothelial inflammation, I saw the same pattern again and again. It wasn't age, it was that their blood vessels had become dirty over time. The good news? Men's arteries recover much faster than most people think, when we give the endothelium the nutrients it's starving for. And that's why today, I want to share the 3 most powerful foods for circulation, vitality, blood pressure, and overall male performance after 60. These foods aren't myths. They aren't overhyped superfoods. They're backed by research from Harvard Health, Cleveland Clinic, and Mayo Clinic. And if you understand how they work, you can change your quality of life in just a few weeks. Before we dive into the 3 foods, I want to ask you something simple but very important. Have you ever experienced any of these signs? Colder feet or hands than usual, calf cramps at night, mild toe numbness after sitting too long, lightheadedness when standing up quickly, big energy drops in the afternoon, or a slower male response compared to a few years ago? If any of these sound familiar, there's a good chance your circulation is slowing down, and your body is sending a signal that no one has ever explained to you. And I want you to help me with one thing. Comment your age plus the state you're watching from. For example, 62, Florida, 71, Texas, 59, California. This helps me understand which climate you're living in, because heat and cold have a huge impact on male circulation after 60. And if you recognize any of the signs I mentioned, tap. Like, so I know how many men are dealing with the same issue. This helps me create better, more accurate videos for you. There's one thing I want every man over 60 to understand clearly. Your blood vessels are not aging the way you think. Your body doesn't suddenly decide, at 60, blood flow will drop. There is no magical age where circulation collapses. What actually happens is a slow, silent process, one that begins in your 40 seconds and 50 seconds and becomes more noticeable by the time you reach your 60 seconds. And the biggest reason lies in the endothelium, the thin, delicate lining inside your blood vessels. I often tell my patients, think of the endothelium like the inner skin of your arteries. It controls elasticity, softness, and whether blood flows smoothly or not. According to Harvard Health and the Cleveland Clinic, as we age, the endothelium begins to weaken because of 3 major factors. First, a drop in nitric oxide, the molecule that allows blood vessels to relax, keep blood flowing smoothly, and directly supports male strength. After 60, men produce 50–70% less nitric oxide compared to their younger years. Second, tiny plaque buildup over time. Not the kind that causes major blockages, but microinflammation spots that stiffen the vessel walls. Think of it like a water pipe with a thin layer of mineral buildup inside. The flow gets weaker even if the outside looks normal. Third, chronic inflammation, something most men don't even realize they have. Inflamed endothelial cells can't open blood vessels properly, forcing the heart to work harder, leading to fatigue, shortness of breath, and calf discomfort during walking. And when these three factors combine, you begin to notice subtle warnings: slowing down on the stairs, heavier legs when standing for long periods, or a male response that lacks the strength it once had. But here's the most important part. The endothelium can recover. Nitric oxide can rise again. Your blood vessels can open more easily in just a few weeks. And that's exactly why the 3 foods I'm about to share with you have such powerful effects. So powerful that even clinical studies were surprised by the results. These foods are completely natural, but extremely rich in the exact nutrients your endothelium is hungry for. So let's move to the first one, a food I consider the strongest natural nitric oxide booster for men over 60. Food number 1. Pomegranates. One of the most powerful polyphenol sources for your blood vessels. If you're not used to eating pomegranates, don't worry, I'm not talking about some trendy superfood. This fruit has been studied for decades. Research from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that just 2-3 weeks of pomegranate juice or pomegranate seeds can increase nitric oxide levels by 17–25%, a huge improvement for men over 60. But what makes pomegranates truly special is their ability to prevent oxidized LDL, the harmful form of LDL that creates tiny plaque spots in blood vessels. Think of it this way: pomegranates don't just boost blood flow, they help clean the small inflammatory points inside your endothelium. Even more interesting, the Cleveland Clinic documented that men who consume pomegranates regularly show noticeable improvement in pelvic blood flow, which naturally supports stronger male performance. How to use it: 1/2 cup of pomegranate seeds per day, or a glass of unsweetened pomegranate juice, or sprinkle it over your morning Greek yogurt. I usually recommend taking it in the morning, when the body absorbs polyphenols most efficiently. For many men in their 60 seconds and 70 seconds, simply adding pomegranates to their diet helped warm their feet and boost their energy within 7–10 days. Food number 2. Dark leafy greens, especially spinach and kale. Most men know leafy greens are healthy, but few realize how powerful they are for circulation. Why do they matter so much? Because leafy greens are rich in natural nitrates, the raw material your body uses to create nitric oxide, the molecule that widens blood vessels, softens the vessel walls, and supports blood flow to every important organ in the male body. The great thing about these nitrates is that they are natural, safe, and stable, completely different from the nitrates found in processed foods. According to the American Heart Association, just 1–2 handfuls of leafy greens a day can gently lower blood pressure and increase vessel elasticity in just a few weeks. A 2021 study on peripheral artery disease, PAD, showed that men who consumed more leafy green nitrates could walk longer without calf pain, because blood flow to the legs improved significantly. I often tell my patients, don't think of leafy greens as just good for digestion. They are fuel for your blood vessels. How to use them: 1–2 handfuls of spinach or kale per day. Toss with olive oil to improve polyphenol absorption, or blend into a smoothie with banana and almond milk. My patients commonly report less numbness, fewer leg cramps, and lighter legs at night within 10–14 days of eating leafy greens daily. And the reason is simple: more nitric oxide, more relaxed blood vessels, stronger blood flow, a warmer, more energized body. The third food one I consider absolutely essential for men over 60 is fatty fish, especially salmon and sardines. If the first 2 foods we discussed help boost nitric oxide and improve vessel elasticity, fatty fish works from a completely different angle, reducing endothelial inflammation, lowering triglycerides, and naturally thinning the blood just enough to improve flow. Both salmon and sardines contain very high levels of EPA, DHA, the omega-3 fatty acids with powerful anti-inflammatory effects, recognized by Mayo Clinic and the American Heart Association as some of the best nutrients for protecting blood vessels and heart health in older adults. When omega-3 seconds are part of your regular diet, your blood vessels become calmer, less irritated, and blood can move through them much more smoothly. I've had many patients come in with high triglycerides, something extremely common in men over 60, as the body's ability to process fats begins to decline. But after just 4-6 weeks of eating fatty fish, 2 to 3 times per week, most of them lowered their triglycerides by 25 to 30%, and, more importantly, they began to feel the difference. A lighter heartbeat, without that heavy pressure, less shortness of breath during walking, warmer feet at night, and a noticeable improvement in male strength due to increased pelvic blood flow. Another surprising fact most men don't know: omega-3 seconds increase the sensitivity of cells to nitric oxide, which means the first 2 food groups work even better. When your body has enough omega-3, I often tell my patients, you don't need to eat fish every day. Just 2-3 servings of salmon or sardines per week will take excellent care of your blood vessels. To get the most benefit, choose grilled or steamed fish. Avoid deep frying, and if you prefer canned sardines, choose the ones packed in olive oil. A very convenient and very good option. ***. These 3 foods, pomegranates, dark leafy greens, and fatty fish, don't just improve circulation, they help restore the entire vascular system in men over 60. ***. Now, for you to truly understand why these foods are so powerful, I want to take you a little deeper into the biology of your blood vessels. Not complicated science, but essential knowledge that helps you understand how your body heals. Imagine your blood vessels as a soft, flexible network of tubes. Their health depends on 3 main factors: nitric oxide, endothelial elasticity, and the amount of chronic inflammation inside the vessel walls. Here's the special part. The 3 foods we just talked about target these exact 3 factors, like 3 perfect puzzle pieces designed to restore blood flow. Pomegranates, rich in polyphenols, boost nitric oxide quickly, almost from the very first day. It's like opening an extra lane on the highway, so blood can flow more smoothly. Dark leafy greens, with their natural nitrates, help maintain stable nitric oxide levels throughout the entire day. It's not a sudden spike. It's steady nourishment, like giving constant lubrication to your vessel walls. And fatty fish, the omega-3 powerhouse, reduces endothelial inflammation, meaning it smooths out those rough patches inside the vessel lining. As those inflamed spots shrink, your blood vessels become smoother, and blood flows with far less resistance. What happens in your body is a positive loop. Less inflammation, easier nitric oxide production. More nitric oxide, better blood vessel dilation, better dilation, stronger nourishment for the cells. Stronger cells, healthier endothelium. Scientists call this the endothelial restoration cycle. And you know what the amazing part is? This cycle does not depend on age. I've seen men at 65, 70, even 82 experience dramatic improvements in circulation simply by adjusting their diet, improving sleep, and adding these 3 food groups consistently. This is not magic. This is the body doing what it was designed to do. The endothelium wants to heal. Nitric oxide wants to rise again. Your blood vessels want to return to their youthful softness and strength. They simply need the right nourishment. And when that happens, you'll feel it very clearly. Warmer feet, steadier energy, smoother walking, and a natural return of male strength. Not because of medication, but because your body is healing itself from the inside out. Let me tell you a story about a patient I will never forget. A man named Robert Turner, 72 years old, from Texas. Robert came to see me with a look I've seen on hundreds of men his age, a look of exhaustion, a quiet loss of confidence in his own body, and a little embarrassment when talking about men's issues. He told me his feet were always cold, even in warm weather, that he woke up feeling heavy in the mornings, and what made him saddest was this. His male response wasn't what it used to be. He said, "Doctor, I don't know what's happening. I used to be strong, And now, just walking a short distance leaves me winded. I ran his tests, and the results showed exactly what I suspected. His nitric oxide was low, his endothelium was mildly inflamed, and the vessels in his legs were stiffer than they should be. But this wasn't bad news. I looked at Robert and said, "Your body can recover. We just need to give it the right ingredients." I guided him to start with the same 3 foods I just shared with you: pomegranates in the morning, a serving of leafy greens at lunch or dinner, and fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week. No medication, no expensive supplements, just correct, consistent nutrition. And then something happened, something even Robert didn't expect. After just 19 days, Robert returned for a follow-up visit. This time, his entire expression was different, brighter, energetic, confident. He said, "Doctor, I can't thank you enough. My feet are warmer. I'm sleeping deeper. And everything in the men's area feels better too. I didn't think my body could still change like this at my age." I just smiled and said, "Your body never stopped wanting to recover. It only needed the right care." And that's what I want every man over 60 to understand. Circulation doesn't decline because of age. It declines because we stop giving it what it needs. But with just a few simple habits, you can restore your strength, naturally and sustainably. If what I've shared today has helped you understand your body better, and if Robert's story makes you realize that circulation can improve at any age, I want you to do one small thing. Tap like on this video. Not for the algorithm, but because every like tells me these lessons are truly helping, and that I should continue making more videos, specifically for men over 60. And if this is your first time watching Senior Men Health Secrets, I'd be honored if you hit subscribe, so you don't miss upcoming guidance on circulation, testosterone, blood pressure, and the daily habits that help older men grow stronger every single day. Thank you for listening, and thank you for walking this journey with me. Before we finish, let me repeat the most important points, so you don't miss anything. 3 foods that can help clean your arteries, increase nitric oxide, and restore circulation for men over 60. Completely natural, simple, and easy to apply. Pomegranates boost nitric oxide and reduce oxidized LDL. Dark leafy greens nourish the endothelium and stabilize blood flow. Fatty fish reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, and make blood flow smoother. 3 small pieces, but together they create a massive change in a man's health. And now, I want to hear from you, because your answer may help another man going through the same issue. Which of these 3 foods do you want to start with first? Just leave one word in the comments. Pomegranate, if you choose pomegranates. Greens, if you choose leafy greens. Salmon, if you choose fatty fish. I read every single comment, and I'm deeply grateful when you share, because it helps me understand what truly matters to men your age. Before we end today, I want you to take a moment to really think about your body, not with worry, but with understanding and respect. Because there's something I want every man after 60 to know. Poor circulation is not a sentence. It's simply a sign that your blood vessels are waiting for the right care. Nothing is too late. Nothing is over, and your body has not lost its ability to recover. The male body is designed to regenerate, to grow stronger, to adapt, even at 60, 70, or 80. Your endothelium can heal, your nitric oxide can rise, your blood can become strong and warm again, and your male strength can return naturally. All you need is to give your body what it truly needs. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and this is Senior Men Health Secrets, where we help men over 60 regain their power, their confidence, and the vitality they deserve. I'll see you in the next video, wishing you a strong and energized day ahead.